Well, it's a big problem. Our yards are suffering. Many ponds and streams are close to being dried up. Much of central and southwest Florida has been experiencing drought conditions for months now.
The Keach-Byram Drought Index estimates the dryness of the soil and duff layers and represents the number of millimeters of rain needed to saturate the ground. Both Sarasota and Manatee counties are in the mid-600s. That's near the highest end of the spectrum. That puts us at a high risk for wildfires. But there are some things you can do to help protect your home.
$6,000 worth of high-quality hay literally up in flames.
My guys over there started yelling. I looked back and the top had just a small spot burning. By the time I could go 100 yards here back to the barn, the whole thing was engulfed.
Paul Manus takes care of the 1,700-acre Rocky Creek Ranch north of Mayaca City. Recently, all of the hay they had harvested for their summer cattle feed spontaneously combusted, which can happen as the result of a chemical reaction within the haystack.
Started dragging all the other stuff out of the way that was in danger, our trailers and our buggies and tractors, and called my dozer operator and had him come up here and cut some lines, and hopefully we could keep it from going spreading in the pasture any further.
Manus and his team were able to do that before the fire department arrived and finished the job. Without their quick work, in minutes, this hay fire could have turned into a wildfire and spread across the pastures that are extremely dry from months of drought.
Only one time I've seen worse than this, and that was like 7 years ago. This is pretty bad right now. The river's almost completely quit running, and it's pretty bad.
I mean, everything is just extremely dry. We need rain.
Since the beginning of the year, the Suncoast has been at nearly a 9-inch rainfall deficit. That has made for a busy time for wildfire mitigation specialist Patrick Mahoney and the staff at the Florida Forest Service office in Bradenton.
Spread is 46 extreme, fire danger rating is extreme.
I was born and raised here in Manatee County, and I don't remember it being as dry as it is right now. I don't ever remember Manatee County having a burn ban.
Avoiding campfires and trash burns are only a couple things you can do to help prevent wildfires and protect your property.
Pick up stuff around your home. You don't want pine needles as mulch up against your house, because if you look at a pine needle, it looks just like a match, and it burns just like a match.
And so do many palm trees. Check the color of the leaves for signs of stress.
When you start seeing them turn yellow, this is what happens, and an ember lands in that, and what happens is this breaks off and shoots up in the air, travels, lands, starts another fire.
It's all about limiting the amount of flammable vegetation and materials in your home ignition zone. That's the area that extends 100 to 200 feet outside of your house. Mahoney says if you have a wooden fence, put a plastic or ideally a concrete post between it and your home and clear out your gutters and under your porch.
If you've got anything like a deck or stairs or anything that has open underneath, make sure all that's cleaned out. Put wire underneath it to block anything from getting up underneath it.
You can help protect your property by planting fire-wise landscaping. That means avoiding certain plants like saw palmetto and juniper, and instead choosing less flammable plants like lavender, which actually grows really well in drought conditions.
Any debris, anything that's touching your house, get it off your house. And you want to have that defensible space where a brush truck can get in the back of it and defend your home.
All the ranchers are complaining we need rain.
Even taking all possible precautions, Manus knows only Mother Nature can save us from this drought.
So you see our pastures, how brown they are, and the grass, and I mean, everything's so dry, the trees. It's just, hopefully we get some rain soon.
If there is a fire burning near your home, the Florida Forest Service says to turn on your sprinklers to keep your yard as saturated as possible. But if you start to see fire trucks in the area, turn off those sprinklers so you don't drain the firefighters' water supply.